Hello, hello. I had my camera all adjusted and then I moved my chair. I am, as it says in the title, I'm making a tank top. A shirt, if you prefer, as well. But right now, I just have a tube. I am using half double crochets, and I am turning my work in between every row, which is why it's got these like nice ridges on it. Also, this yarn is super pretty. I really like how it's turning out, but it's also the worst. It's just the worst. It splits. Like, I stick my hook through it, like, probably every 5 stitches, and it's usually when I'm pulling the loop through the 3 loops for the half double, so then I have to undo the whole stitch and do it again. It's just annoying, and I don't like it. I'll get over it, because it looks like arcade carpet, or like bus carpet, not carpet, but like the bus seat fabric for like not school buses, but commercial buses. Yeah. So I do like it. Just wish it was easier to work with. That's all. I just put out a video, and I have already started working on the next video, and this is all of the sneak peek of that you're getting for now. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for what that project's going to be. I'm about halfway through it already, and it's turning out super cute. But I actually started this while I was trying to finish that latch hook rug, but the latch hook rug took priority. But now I have time for this again, so we're doing this again. Because I'd like to finish it, and I wear that other tank top I made, the it's in the Bag Bonanza video, because it was amongst all the cotton yarn I got from my mom. So, but that one's like, I feel like that one's more like early 90s, whereas this one's more like 80s. Because that one's, honestly, that one matches this pretty well. And this is just the inside of an early 90s Taco Bell. That's what these colors are. Which, let's be honest, was the best Taco Bell has ever looked. But yeah, I am like staunchly forever, Halloween is the best holiday, because it is objectively fact. You get to dress up, you get free candy and or an excuse to have a party if that's what you want. You get to like watch spooky movies, put up spooky decor. There's absolutely no family obligation whatsoever tied to Halloween. It's just, it's both about having fun and it's just, best holiday. And yet, oddly, I probably won't be by the time it actually rolls around, but at the moment, I am feeling the more traditional holiday season, which is incredibly unlike me. And so that the project I have started for the next vlog is Christmas themed, which is, again, wildly unlike me. I'm a Halloween person. If you can't tell by, you know, everything about my room. And I had such good intentions to like start streaming and have a schedule and then just stick to it. And October was like, oh, you thought, bitch. You thought. And I did think. And October was like, that's not allowed. Spin. Also, I would be like done with this part if I hadn't had to redo these first 15 rows like 4 times because I kept forgetting to turn between my rows. But, you know, we got there in the end. Oh, and I gotta... It's my little skateboarding skeleton on my row counter. But yeah, I just, again, I had good intentions, and then just like things were happening, and then I had to go to the dentist, and my backmost molar, it had a filling in it at one point. And because the filling that was in it was pretty big, I have to get a crown put back on there, and so like I had that appointment on a Monday, and on Tuesday my face hurt so bad because my jaw hurt from, holding it open so they could get at my backmost molar, that I did not feel like streaming. And in fact, my face hurt for a week and a half, and I probably won't be streaming next week because next Monday I have to go get the crown installed. So, figured I would stream now, stream this week, maybe Thursday too, we'll see, but yeah. And then otherwise, what else? October was just like so many things were happening, and also it just went by so fast. Like this weekend is daylight savings time. What? Excuse me, what? Like, it's just, I feel like yesterday was like August. So, yeah. And I'm going to have to, every, 5 rows here, stop and count. Because sometimes I drop a stitch, or I add a stitch, and I need to keep this tubey. I am using a smaller hook, I think, than I did for my last one, and I'm doing that on purpose, because, my last one's comfy. But I just, we'll see the difference, and the best way I'm going to know the difference is to just make one slightly different and wear it. So, just what I'm doing. And the only, real difference I'm going to think I will see with dropping the hook size is that it's going to be denser and a little warmer. And it was already going to be a little warmer because it's a darker color, at least, in the sun, obviously. But, yeah. So, it is what it is. I also, I don't know, I'm gonna try again with like this part, the part where it stops being a tube, essentially. Because the one I did on that other one, it's, it was a first try. But there's a couple, it just like puckers a little bit. To either have to start further away from the armpit or balance my decreases better, whatever. And try something different. Try it again. Try and improve this. I gotta look at my notes to see what I did last time before I can do that, and I'm not gonna do that until I get to that part. Don't know why you just decided we had to move. We're perfectly fine where we were. There we go. Hydration time. I am not actually doing anything for Halloween, mostly because I don't leave my house if I can help it, because I do not like the outside world. So I don't have like a costume or anything planned. I don't even know what I would do, honestly. My last like real effort costume, I was the Winter Soldier. Like the year before that, I was Black Widow. So that was before Endgame came out, and I was completely done with the MCU. I just think it got to be too much. There's just too much going on, too much constant Marvel happening, and it just, yeah. So I don't think I did anything recently. I don't think I did anything while I was down here. No. I just like to go peruse all of the Halloween decorations to add to my personal decor. And I did do that this year. I have a little like spooky mini armoire that they had at Michael's. And I put my super highly accurate skeleton plastic bird in it. What with his wing bones and fused neck, and people who make those, like, I understand how, like, dinosaur bones got put together wrong and stuff. I can get that. But it's like the people who design these Halloween plastic skeleton animals, it's like they've never been introduced to the concept of any skeleton aside from the human skeleton before. They're like, just fill in the outline with bone. There you go. almost at the end of the row. And my hand and wrist is finally, feeling better after finishing that latch hook. I definitely, I'm annoyed with myself because, ow, my wrist hurt and I couldn't do anything for 3-4 days. But also, I had all the editing and stuff for that video done by midday on Saturday and just had to spend time uploading it. So on that side, it was very nice because it was done. I am going to start this row and then I have to go do something for my mom real quick. Ooh. Ooh. I am back. I've returned. The email from YouTube that I'm live is just always hilarious. It's like, yeah, do you know how many times I have to hit the yes button before it lets me go live? And yes, I can turn that off, but I leave it on purpose. But yes, YouTube, I know I'm live. Thank you for letting me know, though. Because if I wasn't live, I would want to know that you think I'm live. But I know, it's me. I did this. Did my music stop? Hello? Hello? It's so quiet. Alright, there we go. To be alone in the silence with my own thoughts is, I'm pretty sure, just actual torture. I have the kind of ADHD where it's like, if I don't have two fans going and like constant background noise so I can't hear myself breathing, I will lose my shit. Do you know how annoying it is to get overstimulated by your own breathing? It's like, really? Wow. You truly, truly do not want me to continue existing, do you, Brian? I am sorry, my brain is just like, I can do the thing or I can think and talk about things to talk about. But I cannot do things and think at the same time, which is factually inaccurate, brain. You can and have in the past. Just might not be a today skill. See, there it goes again. It's just like one of the strings catch. And it's like not even that gappy or untwisty, but it's been a constant problem with this yarn. And I don't like it, which is a shame because it's pretty. Now I want to gotta figure out what I want to make myself for my birthday this year. I say this year. January. My birthday's in January. I already did my birthday this year. Oh, it's not there. It's right here. This year for my birthday, I made myself this thing. And I do love it. I had it on my chair, but it needed a bath. So now I have a different one on my chair for now. Just keep rotating them around because I like them and I want to see them. And I worked hard on it. But I don't know what I want to make. Because, like, everything I make at the moment is for me anyway. But, you know, it gives me motivation to do annoying things like that where I have to sew however many freaking hexagons I had to sew together. So. I might make myself try and do Derby. We'll see. Because I do really want to make him, you know, as big as I made that shiny Wooloo I made. Because I love shiny Wooloo. He's so cute. And he's the perfect size to bird ratio. So yeah. It's just, there's no fun with working with this, in my opinion. Like, just everything about holding it and working with it and working with the kind of yarn that requires this is, like, once I get into the rhythm of it, it's fine. It's the getting into the rhythm of it part that I just, I got to be in the right frame of mind, you know? Which is why, despite the fact that that idea has been percolating since that movie came out, my brain is like, nah, we can't right now. One of the reasons that October was a mess is we had to have work done to our house because Hurricane Ian happened, and our roof did not continue to happen very well. So we had to have work done to the house, and as long as we were doing that, we changed a couple things that we wanted to change, yada, 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 whatever. Long story short, the garage became a dumping ground and a mess. So one of the reasons that my streaming plans went straight to shit is because my mom took a Monday and Tuesday off, and we cleaned that garage. That was the weekend project. Like, we went to the metal scrapyard and got rid of a bunch of shit, and, like, the garbage guys did not love us that week. But, like, oh my god, you could have a party out there now. There's so much space for activities. So much space for activities. And, like, I like doing shit like that. I like the kind of, you do physical shit, you get to see the immediate reward of it, and it's just like, it's nice. But it makes me want to work on things that are not crochet out in the garage, because I've done, like, I like to refinish things I thrift, just, you know, stuff. I have a whole, like, chest of drawers set in my craft room with the little, like, apothecary labels on it that I got off Facebook Marketplace, completely sanded down and refinished. I've got a little jewelry box that's sitting up on top of my desk right now that I can, like, see directly with my eyeballs, that I got from Goodwill, and the varnish was all crazed and cracked, so I stripped that back and just, you know, I have to oil it again. But, yeah, just, like, there's space to do stuff out there, so I'd like to do stuff out there, but I don't have, quite honestly, the motivation or the money to go thrift stuff to refinish, nor the space to put it when I'm done. So it's kind of like, it's frustrating because, you know, want to do things, no real opportunity for those things to be done. And then I have the motivation to do those things. And then the things I can do that, like, are feasible and functional and whatever, my brain's like, I don't know, man. And, like, I don't know, it just, it's so frustrating to experience and deal with executive dysfunction, and it just, yeah. I wish it weren't like this. And I have like hacks and stuff to work around it on occasion, but it also depends on what it is. Because like if it's any kind of creative pursuit, truly, I'm better off just waiting. Because when I have the motivation to do it, I'm going to want to do it well as well, you know. Whereas, like, you know, there are some things where you can just kind of like force yourself to do it to get through it. That's me every morning with brushing my teeth, because goddamn, it's the worst. But, you know, you do it. But with my creative stuff, you want the motivation, you want the thrill, the excitement, the push, because then you're also like, your brain's getting that, you know, the good chemicals it wants out of that, and it's just, you know, wish everything mundane didn't have to be a fight. Can we not? Have I missed it more than that one, or was it just that one? No. I'm being sloppy. I can't be sloppy because it covers the third loop and completely destroys the look that we're going for here. Wow. And I did it on like the second stitch of the row. Did I clicky clacky? I did clicky clack. No. I didn't. Did I? Time to count. 15. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 18, 23. Clicky. The ridges make it really easy to count. It's just that I'm so much better at counting in evens than I am at counting in odds. And they're on the odd rows. Yarn. The splitting issue gets so much worse if I have to frog the yarn too. I don't know what is going on with it, but me no likey. Nope. And I am going to have to count the next row, which means I'll probably be pretty quiet for a minute or two. Because, like, so my mom knits and crochets, right? And she has my whole life. And, like, if she's working on a blanket, she just counts. Like, the whole, like, I get to 20, and my brain is like, I can't. I gotta think about something else for a second here. So, like, I put in bobby pins every 20 stitches because that's as far as I'm ever going to get in my head. And I don't know if it's the ADHD. I don't know what the hell the issue is, but, like, she'll sit there and just count the whole row, and I'm like, are you okay? Just baffles me. So, you get like the logical side of your brain that's like, yeah, I understand that other people's brains work different. But then there's the emotional side of my brain that's just like, but how? I don't understand. I cannot relate. And then it gets frustrated, which isn't fun or helpful. I will say with this one, as opposed to the other one I made, that like seam at the end of the rows is much less noticeable. Both because of the pattern of the yarn and I think also the technique of turning in between rows. Because that other one I just until I had a full tube. Round and around and around we go. I can't lean back like that. I get a cramp. I bought this chair because it was supposed to be, it's like a gaming chair. It's supposed to be comfortable to sit in for long periods of time. Really tempted to just like thrift a chair, like an armchair, to have at my desk. The only problem is I would never have the chance to use it because my cats would live in it, because that's how they are. Yeah. Back up there. I wonder if I can not so much zoom out, but back it up. Probably can zoom out, I just don't. Just felt like y'all were really close to me, that's all. Can I just turn this off? Yeah, I'm just gonna be in the dark, okay? Because that light's giving me a headache. And to be honest, this is usually how I crochet because I have the sunlight coming in from behind me. So I can see what I'm doing just fine. It's just whether or not you guys can see what I'm doing. And not really sure how you're supposed to see through my hands anyway. Come on, fingies. Do the thing. Oh, I have a yarn fuzzy on the end of my nose. No, no, no. oh, when I was working on that latch hook, like, I enjoy latch hook. I forgot how bad the yarn fuzzies works. It's all, you know, little cut chunks of yarn, and I can show you how bad the yarn fuzzies were. Oh. I would just like run my hand over the surface of the piece, and balls of yarn fuzz come off. And I would do that because I wear black tank tops most of the time, and I had all the lights on so I could see what I was doing, and I just looked down and I'm like fuzzed. So I did not remember that being a part of latch hook, but yeah, that was an experience, because I did like a bunch of them right in a row, and then I found, I started doing embroidery, and then I started doing cross stitch, and then I started doing crochet. And since the crochet hit, it's all been crochet, which sucks because I have some embroidery projects and some cross stitch projects that I would really like to finish, but I'm just so hooked right now on the speed of idea to finished product that crochet provides that I have a hard time motivating myself to do those other slower, more in-depth crafts. I really should have been counting this row. I suppose I could just do that now, because this will be row 30. And then all the other ones are 20. 1, 2, 3. And I am not counting out loud, just in case anybody watches along with us later while they're crocheting. And yeah. Also, when I count out loud, I have a bad habit of, like, I'm counting and my hands are doing something, but those two things are not inherently related. Okay, let's put the big boy away. Put that one away because we put that in down. So we have 10 more, okay? 10 more. We got a problem. Oh no. We're good. I don't know what I'm doing. And I lost count. 20. We have one more paperclip bobby pin. I mean, I guess they're similar, but are they? More similar than some things could be to them, but not similar enough. Oh my god. Go in the stitch. Thank you. Okay. We good. I love it when we good. And row 30. Which is, you know, I think I have to look at my notes. And I don't know if I know what those are. I think my goal was 40 before I tried it on. Because it was working up shorter than my other one. My other one was 35. I also have more yarn than I did with the other. Or, like, I can get more yarn, whereas the yarn I made the other one out of was discontinued. And if you're wondering why, there's a hat on my light. Because that's what fits. I have a hat. There's a matching light to that one over here that also has a hat on it. The one in the back that you can see there is the non-binary color. And then the one over here is the Ace Flag colors from the Big Twist Living collection. I'd wear them if I live in fucking Florida. So they just get to decorate my lights. And my ghosty pillow against the glow of the window is perfect. I have a, probably just swing the camera. Oh, we can't. Oh. Okay, so That's like my childhood teddy bear. And that's not Chew. He's not a Pikachu. He's not Chew. I got this guy 98 to 2000 era. On the side of the road in Tennessee with my grandpa. And he bought me that one. And not the one I wanted, which was the, like, 3 foot tall one that was as big as me. But he's not Pikachu. He doesn't have a tail. He doesn't have the little cheeks. He is not Chew. Both of these are beloved childhood toys, and I was going to put the hats on them. And it fit on Bear, but it was a little tight, and not Chew's head is way too small. So they ended up on the lamps for a more in-depth story. Because, to tie it back even further, when we cleaned out the garage, my brother went up in the attic and pulled some stuff we had up in the attic down that we had gone through everything in the attic after the roof failure issue. And then after the roof had been fixed, put some stuff up in the attic just so it was out of the way of the construction crew and such. And that included a lot of... For me, there were 3, like, big totes of, like, blankets and stuffed animals and just... Yeah. So my brother brought those down, and I organized my stuffed animals up on the top of my closet. IKEA units in my closet. And then rearranged not all of, but, like, where I had some of my crochet stuff and a couple of my drawers, and, you know, just organizing. Good organizing happened this October because nothing else productive was happening. And as part of that, Bear and Not Chew ended up... Bear Bear's been there. He's got his own little chair and everything, but I brought Not Chew out because I had him sitting with one of the other things I found, which was my baby blanket. And that's just, you know, sometimes you have a bad day and you can be a grown adult and you just need to hold your baby blanket and you feel a little better. So, yeah. And as part of, you know, cleaning up my softs, found those hats, because they were just in a basket chucked at the top of some shelving we have in the bathroom, and like, that's not where these need to be. Like I said, organizing happened. Because we organized the garage, and then I was in a mood, and I had to organize all of things. So yeah. Trying to think anything else fun or exciting or what have you. I do have the latch hook. I'm going to show that off probably like right before I finish this off. I'm thinking noon, probably. But I am making good progress on this tank top, which was the goal. If we had a half an hour left, we've done an hour and a half, and I've done like a row every half hour. So, as much as I would like to make my goal 35, I don't think that's going to happen. Splitting yarn. I'm okay. We good. I got this. It's all under control. There we go. So let's see. I've got this going. I've got that other holiday project going that you'll see it when you see it. I'm very proud, very excited. See if I can't move this camera back so you can actually perhaps see me a little better. Focus a little better. Thinking. Oh, we've only been live for an hour? Oh, we start at 10:30. That's right. Okay. Maybe we'll go to 12:30 then. Maybe we can get to 35. We'll see. I will. You can kind of see it on the beanbag there, but I do have the latch hook out. And yeah. So I will show that off up close. And then, I don't know. I just don't know. We had the most, like, it's Florida, and yes, storms here every afternoon in the summer, but it's not summer, it's the end of October. Like, and we had a wild fucking storm last night, and it was so weird. I'm not complaining. Because now I don't have to water the plants. And I'm eating a Velveeta crunchy. Let me sit all up close and so you can see me and get to what I'm working on. I gotta, don't know how I would want to configure my camera situation because, I don't. I am doing all of this in spite of my knowledge of technology, not because of it. And all right. That other tank top I made too, like, it's like wearing a hug. Because it's just like, it's not normal fabric denseness. It's crocheted cotton, and it's like an extra lightweight weighted blanket, or like wearing a hug. It's just, and it, without being like oppressively warm, like, it's cotton, and also it's crocheted, so there's like holes, so it breathes really well. But yeah, no, stellar. It's actually in my dirty laundry basket right now. It needs to be washed again, and every time it gets washed, it gets softer and more comfortable. So it's just a win-win-win-win-win. But because just, it stretches out a little bit, I thought I'd try I think I did that one in a 5, and this is 4.5 hook, 4.5 millimeter. Excuse me. But yeah. Oh, I have something in my eye. Hold on. I'm back. I don't know if I got it out or not, but I rubbed my face a bunch. I just figured you guys didn't want to watch me stick my thumb in my eye. Alright. Just flinging water everywhere. No, and then this weekend we have this outlet mall. It's like 45 minutes away. And we all needed shoes, so did that, got lunch, and I got 2 pairs of flip-flops because it's Florida and I hate socks, and if I can avoid wearing socks, I will, and I can wear flip-flops here and not, like, lose a toe to frostbite. So they're they're Clark's brand. I mean, I don't know what else to say about them, but I like them. They're comfy. Used to get them at Kohl's, but don't go there anymore since they donated to the bad circus clown. And yeah, they just have a straight up Clark's outlet place there. And then we all needed new tennis shoes for various reasons. And I know that, like, it's technically tennis shoes. I don't think I've ever intentionally called them that, except for just then to prove a point. They're tennis shoes. Like, just all one word. Tennis shoes. 10E shoes. And there's also a Vans outlet mall there and a Converse outlet store there. And it just made me think back to, like, middle school. And I'm like, you know what shoes I used to wear nonstop, constantly, that I just straight up don't see anymore? It's Etnies. I lived in those things. And I mean, like, wore through the back of the shoe, lived in those things. Which is probably why my feet are so fucked now. But, what can I say? It was the early aughts. Early to mid aughts. These? They're not. No, we're good. Just had a moment of panic of, did I not flip it? We'll be good. We good. We might kill the skein today. There's a pretty decent hole in the middle of it. Let's see if I can pick this up without it collapsing. And it's much more hollow than that looks. Like, there's what you can see, those 2 rounds, that's it. The entire inside is empty. So, what will happen first? I lose yarn chicken, we finish 35 rows, or 12:30. Seeing as I'm almost done with row 32, I know which one's more likely time-wise. It's not 12:30. Unless I get completely distracted. Which is, entirely plausible given I have the gets distracted easily disease. I need to stop. Nobody wants to listen to that. Stop it. Oh, you must have touched the water bottle. You're wet. That's gross. Wet cotton is the worst. I was at the dentist and he had to go like check on somebody else. He sticks a fucking cotton ball in my mouth. He's like, I'll be right back. I'm like, cool. He sits me up. And I mean, he was probably gone for 10 minutes. That cotton ball lasted 2. And I'm like, all right, you're coming out of my mouth. I'm just going to sit here with my mouth open like a dog. Because this is a sensory hell. And my dentist, he's so good, man, because he knows I don't want to be, like, he knows I'm having a bad time. And he just checks in, super considerate, and also, you know, he's like, he's straight up with me. He's like, listen, I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to get this done as fast as I can. If you need a break, tell me. Otherwise, we're just going to knock this out. And he does. I'm so grateful to have found this office and the people there because, you know, not all medical professionals are cut from the same cloth in any field. So it's always refreshing when you find one of the good ones. Oh, I see. I know what I'm doing. Wow, you do not want to focus at all. Here we go. My face is far too interesting. One thing I did not mind from this last dental appointment that I usually hate is he had to numb me. And because it's so far back in my mouth, like where he numbed me, usually my whole face goes numb, like from my eyebrow down to just, and when it wears off, it's like when you've been sitting on your foot for an hour and you stand up and it's just pins and needles and it sucks. Like I get that feeling when the numbing wears off, and it lasts for like an hour, and I hate it. And like I like to think I have a pretty decent pain tolerance, all things considered, unless it's in my face. Like, and I get chronic sinus infections. I used to get ear infections. When my face hurts, I'm out. I'm done. I want to cry, which you can't because your face will hurt worse. So, where he numbed me this time, like, I couldn't feel what he was doing, but also, like, I couldn't feel it in my face. Like, my face didn't feel numb, which means when it wore off, it wasn't bad. So, that's a positive. We're gonna, let's acknowledge the positives. Trying to work on that. gotta find the good shit in life, because the bad shit is relentless, unyielding, unending, and constantly shoved in your face anytime you interact with anyone or anything, pretty much. So, finding the positives, finding the good things. Another good thing, I didn't really mention it in the video itself per se, but the Huntrix art inspired crop top, I did message the artist, and it was like, because this is my thought, like, I didn't make the design, and what the pattern really is just translation instructions on how to turn this design into clothes, which I don't have an issue with if I came up with the design, but it didn't. So, I reached out and I was like, hey, listen, I made this shirt because your art was super inspiring for me. And if you're cool with it, I would like to put out the pattern. And super, super sweet, super, just one of those interactions that, is part of what I love about the art community, where we inspire each other, and we love to see let me pull it up, because the way she put it was really sweet, and like, definitely something I can relate to as somebody who used to do like primarily painting and drawing, and now I do this mostly. It's an honor to be an inspiration for something that is physical and can be touched in like a different way than, because that particular piece of art was digital art too. So, but there's always like, I very much feel it, and that's very, very much something I've always enjoyed with like arts and crafts and just creating in general. There's something about having a tangible finished product at the end that is it's very satisfying. And yeah, no, it just super, super grateful that that I got to make it, and that I got to share that pattern with you all. So if you want to make it, you can too. I just think it was a super cute design, and yeah, I'll always love to I'm constantly inspired by other people, and I never, ever, ever, ever want to claim an idea that isn't mine, or fail to acknowledge like my inspiration and where my thoughts come from, which is why a lot of my videos, I link to the stuff I watch that kind of gave me those ideas, just because I think that's the way to do things. I think perhaps I can go a little overboard with it, but I don't know. The last thing I ever want to do is make somebody feel like I stole their work, because I've been on that end of things, and it's the worst feeling in the world to have somebody take your shit and just be like, oh yeah, I did this. I came up with this. And I never, ever want to put anybody in that position, so. But I'm super thrilled with how that top came out. Like, super thrilled. And I have to sit down and figure out Mira's top, because she's got like 5 pointed stars on her top, which when you're working in a pixel grid is a little bit of a pain in the ass. IMO, in my opinion. And I do have one of my feet in my little foot warmer under my desk. Perhaps the most useful thing I've ever crocheted, honestly, is the foot warmer. The yarn skein is definitely gonna collapse soon. Especially because it's still got the wrapper on it. Yeah, like there's a little bit of a seam here, but for the most part, I think it's more so the yarn than it is my technique. The yarn very much disguises where the seam is, and I come up with that. I just have to make sure that when I add the straps, I don't accidentally plop it, like, you know, dead down the middle of my back or something stupid. And I probably won't. Depends on how late at night I start the sleeves. I stayed up till 10 last night crocheting for that holiday project, and partially because, you know, it rained and I couldn't go for my usual wind down walk at the end of the day, but also because I was on like row 52 at 9 o'clock, and I'm like, there's only 60 rows. I'm gonna finish this tonight if it kills me. And I did, and it didn't. And I wove in all the ends this morning, which was the worst part because I designed it's a tapestry crochet project, and it had, I don't know if they're called the same thing in crochet. I know in cross stitch they're called confetti stitches, where it's just like you'll have just like one dot, one little pixel in the whole picture that's like a different color in that row, and there's just lots of ends. It turned out so worth it, but lots of ends. Come on, focus. No? Alright, whatever. You guys get the gist. And we turn our work. I'm getting a decent sized tube. I mean, it'd be a cute crop top at this length. But, not the vibe I'm after on this one. Especially considering I have 5 more skeins of this yarn. So, full length tank top it is. Yeah, I'm more concerned about the yarn chicken than I am about not reaching the 35 rows. Again, I have 5 more skeins. It's not actual yarn chicken. It's just, can I finish these rows without having to acquire another skein? And based on what I'm looking at, I am not confident. I cannot move the skein now because it will collapse if I touch it. Also, I think I'm going to have to stop at 12:30 because my wrist is starting to hurt. Which just means time for a break. And we need to listen to these warnings from our body. Oh, excuse me. I got yarn fuzzies in my face. And I'm going to have to take this off because I am roasting all of a sudden. Oh, we definitely ain't winning this yarn chicken either. All right, let me grab another one. I just, oh my god, all of a sudden, hot flash. Wow. Really? Can we not? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go finish this. But yeah, I don't know that we'll finish this row before the skein runs out. Because we are on the outermost layer of the skein. Hasn't collapsed yet though, which is honestly impressive considering it's missing like a third of the top half. And I can see the wrapper. Alright. I'm also terrible at judging like yarn quantity. Not good with like measurements, not good with directions. Don't ever ask me to go somewhere and then ask me to take you back the way we came, because I can't. Just not part of how my brain works. Something about 3D space really just my brain is like, no, don't get that. Don't understand. And like, you know, I think any kind of intelligence is a muscle, and you can train it, and you can learn, and you can get better. But just naturally speaking, not good with directions or 3D space. Also, just not good at like visualizing things in my head. Like I'm very much on the I don't see shit in my head side of things. There's a word for it. I can't remember it right now. It starts with an A. But yeah, like I don't see pictures in my head. And apparently, I don't draw them in my head very well either. It was like one of my when I lived in California, where I lived, the northern direction there were mountains, so I didn't have to know where I was. If I spun long enough and I found the mountains, that was north. Nice and easy. My mom gives me shit all the time. She's like, where does the sun set? Where does the sun set? And it's like, bitch, is the sun setting right fucking now? No. Vaguely that way, you know? Like, just not a thing that makes a lot of sense to me. And also, which way does the sunset is not helpful if I am not at home where I see the sunset every day. Like, If I'm not here, I don't fucking know which way the sun sets because I haven't seen it set here yet. You know? And also, the sun moves wildly. It's west-ish. Doesn't mean it's west. Or rather, granted, yeah, the sun is moving, but, like, we move and tilt. But to my perception, the sun moves wildly. We might get most of this last row because there's a decent amount left there. Knowing my luck, we'll have like 5 stitches left and I'll lose yarn chicken. I made that one mesh bag, the variegated yarn and coral, and like I made the bag with the exact amount of yarn I had. I don't think I'll ever win yarn chicken again. I think that was it. That was my crowning triumph. I pretty much had what I cut off the ends that I wove in. That was my leftovers from that bag. It was magical. And like, oh, so satisfying. Come here. And then we spin. And then we... Alright. One more row. We can do it, team. We're all in it together. Get in there. Are we sure about that? Because that should have been an odd row. Let me count. 1, 3, 4, 5, 23, 24. Oh, we just did row 35. We done. So we definitely won yarn chicken. All right. Let's do row 36. Apparently I forgot to click between one of the rows. Huh. Love it when that happens. Do we just go for 40? Can I do 5 more rows? It's only noon. I might just have to pause and stretch a little between each row. I should count this row. Get it. Counting, I'm counting, I'm counting. That's why it's so quiet, because I'm counting. I don't know, y'all. I think I might do this row and then be done because oofed. It's like it's fine and then it's not fine, and once it's not fine, it's not fine. And yet I am stubborn and I will persist. See if I can at least get this counting row done. Boop. All right. I gotta call it there, my friends. I got about halfway through that row, but nope. The wrist says no. The wrist is done. Number 4. We shut off though. Allow me to show off the finished latch hook with me in reference for size because it's large. And there we are. There's our pumpkin friend we started with way at the beginning of the month. And yeah, I haven't decided where this is going yet, but it's done. It's just gonna get folded up and added to that pile for now. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I should be live again. I would like to be live again. We'll see what happens with the world and my life, and if not, I will see you in the November vlog. But fingers crossed, I should be live again before the end of November. Thank you all, and see you next time. Bye.